Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another Ramble session on a Monday. I hope y'all are doing well. Let me just make sure, okay, that my microphone is on and all of that. So I hope y'all are doing well. Yeah, I hope you had a great week and a great weekend. Well, if you saw my latest video, you'll know what was going on. But if you didn't, I'll do a short recap. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. I am glad you're here. Good news, though. Good news first, okay? Always. Good news first. I actually finished up and made some journals, okay? October. On this one here, and these journals are just made out of white envelopes, white mailing envelopes. They're 9 by 12. I don't know. I got them a while ago. I got a whole box of them, and I think they're just Amazon Basics. And I make little journals out of them, and this is what I've been using. I do believe, let me just turn and look. Yeah, I do believe that I've been using these white envelopes for the entire year, okay? However, aside from maybe the beginning of the year, like January or February, no, wait, let me think. I looked at my channel the other day, and like the last flip through that I have done or that I had done was like back in the spring. I don't even know. And then all the rest of the year after like April or May, I think, or March even, I don't even know. I have not done any flip throughs at all. Why? Why, you ask? Because I have not finished a journal since then. Okay. Now I have lots of journals that I had done for each month, and they have stuff stuck into the pages and everything, but I never went back and finished any of them, and I don't know if I ever will. Yeah, we've had a rough year this year, okay? But I am so proud to say that, guess what, guys? Y'all are going to get a flip through coming up here shortly. So on this particular journal for October, it was plain in the front. I didn't know if I was going to decorate it. Obviously, I haven't decorated it very much, but I did cut out some pumpkins from some notepads that I had, and just using my old vintage label maker, I did October 2023. For that, let's just stay in frame here. Oh gosh, yeah, so I'm so super thrilled that I got this done, and can I tell you, every page is filled, okay? Every page is filled. So I even this morning, I went and did this morning. Just put this on here for the front cover page. And then every page for the whole month is filled. Now, what I did with these is I had the innards of this book, if you didn't watch before, is I had purchased, and I don't have one right here with me, I'm sorry. I had purchased at the Dollar Tree just blank journals. Well, they're lined. I mean, they have lines on them. Oh, it looks like this right here. This is what every page looked like. Okay, it says, "You make me brave," and that's from Psalm. And what else? They were $1.25. They were staple bound, which makes it so much easier to bind into your own journal later. And they were lined, which is a plus, and they had exactly 16 pages. I mean, who would have thought, right? Exactly 16 pages. And what that does is exactly 16 pages gives me enough for a month of double layouts, right? To use 2 pages per day to write out my journaling and stuff. And one of the other things I did, which I don't normally do, is I wrote only in black pen, which, I never do that. My pages in old or past books that I have were always like decorated, but I love a good tuck tagger pocket, right? And this journal doesn't have any of that. It just has flat journaling, flat, little whatevers, right? Oh, so I just made myself a liar. Here's a little pocket here. And here are I did do some tip-ins, right? I did do some of those like that. I do use a lot of memes. I either search for them myself or I find them on Instagram or whatever. So all of these types of things I most likely found on Instagram. And I do what's that called? Like a screenshot, and then I make them the size that I want, right? And then on my computer, I then put them onto like a word processing, like either Pages, or I use Microsoft on my computer, I believe, even though it's an Apple. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I print them out is what I'm saying. Okay. So like those types of things, I use magazine clippings, sometimes I use notepad papers, but in this particular journal, well, unlike like in my last journals or previous journals, I've used a lot of my notepads, right? Because a lot of the pages I end up covering up because they have different writing on them or whatever. But since this was a blank journal, a blank line journal, I do not use too many notepads, right? Because I already have lines. That's one of the main reasons I used to use a lot of notepads, and I will go back to that. Don't you worry. I will go back to my, pretty much my regular journaling. But yeah, because this had lines, I didn't feel the need to do that. But at any rate, I am so thankful that I finally finished. Yeah, and this month was a doozy, let me tell you, right? We had the corona involved. We had urgent care visits. We had 2 hospital visits. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been a fun month. There is never a dull moment around here. So the latest, and like I said, if you didn't see my last video, I'll give you a quick rundown. On Halloween, I had to go to the ER because this is what I was seeing. Okay. I had started some new, it's called targeted drug therapy. And yeah, if you didn't know, I have stage 4 metastatic melanoma. And so now we're in the stage of either immunotherapy or targeted drug therapy. I could not handle the immunotherapy, so they, gave me a couple months off and then switched me over to targeted drug therapy, which I started taking on Monday. Okay, this is the medicine that I was taking. I took it Monday. By Tuesday, I was having visual disturbances, let's say, and I was seeing blue targets. All right, that it literally looked exactly like this when I looked at the floor or whatever. So I called my oncology nurse, and she said, I hate to tell you this, but I spoke with the doctor and you need to go to the ER. So yeah, long story short, I spent one night in the ER. Turned out it was, a reaction to the medication. So I do go this week to see my regular oncologist, and he will most likely put me back on the medication, and it will be at a much lower dosage, right? So he's going to start me. Why we didn't do this from the beginning is beyond me. But yeah, he's going to start me out on a lower dosage to see how I tolerate it, and then it, make it higher as time goes by. So yeah, that wasn't very fun. Got no sleep at all. I mean, because you have a parade of people coming in all hours of the day and night. And so, yeah, I did, however, get to talk to my sweet girl from midnight until 1:30 in the morning. So that was fun. That was fun. It's not like I was doing anything different or anything else, And let me see what else. Oh yeah, I had to go to the ER because they wanted me to get an MRI. You know, they wanted to make sure that my brain was all right, that nothing, was happening with my optic nerve, all that kind of stuff. Even though we kind of all knew that it was the medication. Excuse me. And so, yeah. So just to let you know, follow up on that, I did go see my noggin doctor. Yes, he is my brain oncologist because, yeah, I had 6 lesions in my brain from the metastatic melanoma. And so I went to him, I think it was like the next day I got out of hospital or 2 days later, something like that, doesn't matter. And my brain looks great, he said. So, yeah, so it ended up, it was truly, which again, we all knew, it was truly the medication. So, there's that, but I'm so thankful and I am so proud to have finished one journal over these last several months that I've been ill. So, yes, expect a flip through coming to you soon. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah. So that's exciting. And then I did manage to get, and I filmed this. So, yeah, I did manage to get the rest of this journal completed. I am, I haven't even started journaling in it yet. And now, what is today? Is today the 5th? No, today's the 6th. So I am officially 6 days behind. I don't care. I just simply don't care. So you guys saw me do the cover. And again, this is just a plain white envelope. On the inside, I ended up painting, right, the inside because it's just easier to do, very quick, very simple, very fun. But the last thing that I did do on the inside cover is I used gold. And one of you guys suggested that. It was so funny when I was reading through my comments. You guys suggested gold, and I had already done it. So that was funny. You guys must have read my mind. And then, of course, I sewed all the way around a zigzag, and I did end up putting November on here. One thing that I haven't been doing is putting my little marks. I used the stupid, my big awl, which I don't like because it leaves these really ugly holes, but doesn't matter. But the one thing that I haven't been doing in the last several months is putting the little loop here with my, whatever this is, embroidery floss. I was putting dangles, right? Or what do they call it? Tassels. I was doing that for all of my journals throughout the year, and I just didn't. So, and I haven't for the last several. Now, I haven't decorated this cover page. I usually do not put anything here. I have a few of, some stuff that I might decorate or write out, maybe a Bible verse or something like that. Because I'm oh so grateful, that everything with me turned out fine and my noggin is good. So that's great. And yeah, I don't know, like maybe write a Bible verse on here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I love this though. Anyway, so, and I don't have much to shove in here. Oh, I do have this little tiny bag right here. Well, it's not little tiny bag, it's a bigger bag, but it used to have October, Halloween, and fall, and fall, but we don't celebrate Halloween. And to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of fall stuff because we don't really have fall here, honestly. So I just have like notepads that are fall-ish. These are from years ago that I just printed offline. They're blurry, most of them, and just a very few little bits and pieces. And then I also spent a good amount of time making these little acorns for my dates because I didn't have any dates that I know of or that I wanted to use, I guess, for my journal. So I made those. I would say I'll try to put them on as a freebie, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that. And it's already 6 days in, so I don't know. But yeah, so this day, see, there's my little acorn. And then my days of the week, I have not been printing and cutting those out just because this is so much easier for me. and this is just from a label maker that I was given to review a few years ago. And so I'm trying to use those up. So that works out perfectly. This was my breakfast and lunch while I was in the hospital. So I just need to write about that. And I actually did do a pocket here with some scraps and one of these little things. So that always makes me happy. And then on the second was, of course, Dia de los Muertos. But it was also my husband's and my anniversary, 32 years together. Yep, 32 of the best years of my life. And so this was from my in-laws, his parents. So I know we went over to dinner this night to their house. My husband made a big old pot of chicken soup, and so that was nice. And then Friday, I really don't have a lot to put on these pages, honestly. So I'm probably going to be doing like a lot of decorating, and then just a small amount of writing, because there's not really much to say, you know. And I can't remember, let me see, if I got home from the hospital this day. Yeah, I think it was this day I went to the noggin doctor, so I can write about that, of course. He said that my brain looked good, so I was happy for that. Very happy, very thankful. There's always a silver lining in everything, so I was thrilled. Yeah, I don't think we had any appointments, amazingly enough, on Friday. So, I can't remember. Anyway, doesn't really matter. I know I filmed maybe, or I put the video up of making this journal on Thursday. Yeah, is that possible? Did I film it on Wednesday when I got home from the hospital? That's weird. I don't know. Can't remember. I'll have to look and I don't have my other notebook in here with me. My other notebook. Anyway, this is Saturday. See, I haven't even done anything, obviously. But Saturday, we actually went to see this house. It was an open house. It was very beautiful. Had a pool, unfortunately. We're not looking for a pool. We don't want a pool. We've had a pool, been there, done that kind of thing. But the layout was good, and it was really pretty, and the backyard was beautiful, and yeah. So we'll have to see. We were supposed to go today to look for, or not to look for, but we were supposed to go today to look at probably like 6 open houses, and we did not. So because my husband, he's just not feeling well at all, so we did not go. Yeah. So if you didn't know, we are planning on moving. And yes, we just, we've been here, we've owned the place that we're in right now well over a year, 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Anyway, we moved up here last summer. So we've been here now for like a year and a half, I guess you could say. Almost a year and a half. And it's just, we've determined that it's just not big enough. It is just not big enough. And there are a lot of things, when you live someplace for a little while, that, unless it's going to be like your forever home, then you change it the way you like it and all that kind of stuff, but, yeah, we're not going to do that. So we are actually, what I was trying to say is, it's interesting when you live someplace, at first you think, oh, this is, great, this will be fabulous, and then it's like all these little things start, like popping up, that you don't like about the place, right? And it's really been quite helpful because, especially in our search now for another house, it's been really helpful to know exactly, like, not exactly, but for the most part, what we like and the things that we like and the things that we definitely do not like, So, yeah. So we have our little list of not really must-haves, because there's nothing, I guess, that we would be like, oh no, I'm not getting that house because it has a, you know, a countertop I don't like or something. I don't know. But like, we definitely know that we want a certain amount of bedrooms because our kids come up often. And the house that we have right now, it's hard to explain. Our living space is actually upstairs. That's one of the things we do not like. If we were to ever get a two-story house again, we would want the master bedroom to be on the main floor, you know, because we're old folks. Oh, speaking of age, last week, it was either last week on my Ramble session or it was when I was doing the journal cover for this one. I said, no, maybe it was the Ramble session. Anyway, I said something about in all of my 34 years. Yeah, I'm not 34, guys. I am 54. I'm going to be 54 in December. And when I always listen to my videos back. But I thought it was hilarious because when I was like, wait, what? You're not 34, girl. I don't know. Maybe it was like wishful thinking or something, a Freudian thing. I'm not really sure, but I thought it was freaking hilarious. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm 54, guys. And I don't know. I mean, I just thought it was funny. Okay, so third, fourth, we'll put this one over here, fifth. I might as well do a little something while I'm yammering away. So anyway, yeah, like we figured we don't like stairs. We don't necessarily want a two-story house. We know from our previous house, we do not want a pool. Now, that if the rest of the house is like ticks all of our boxes, then we'll suffer with a pool, you know? And let me tell you, for those who, think that you would like a pool or whatever, own one first. Like let me tell you, you have to clean it all the time. It is so much maintenance. It is like, no, I would rather not ever have another pool. So, so yeah. The whole carpeting thing, and I thank you guys so much for all of your input, right? The carpeting, like my husband and I don't like carpeting, we don't want it. I know, and I completely understand those of you that live in a colder climate. I completely understand why you would want something nice and soft under your feet. Something is happening here and is not right. Maybe my watch is off. Thursday was the 2nd. Friday was the 3rd. Is that right? Friday the 3rd. Saturday is the 4th. Sunday's the 5th. Then why does this say the 6th? I bet I changed my watch because... Oh, there it is. Okay, let me just check this thing here. I do have it in here. I didn't think I did. 4th. Yes. Okay. Okay. So my watch is wrong, which is not surprising whatsoever because I had to change the time on it, because today is daylight savings time, which I absolutely abhor. I just think it's the dumbest thing in the world. I know at some point in time, decades ago, there was a reason for it, but there is not anymore. And I just find it very annoying. So there is that. This is going to go in here because we were going to go see more than one house. Yeah. Maybe I'll just go ahead and put this in here, although I'll have to ink that. But we were supposed to go see 2 more houses yesterday. But we drove up to one, and it was like in the country, It was like within horse farms and stuff. It was the area was really cool. It reminded me of what we came from, because we used to live in the country before. Not that we live in the city now. We live in a beach community now, but this place was like more country, farmhouses and larger properties. And we are kind of looking into a larger property that we might be able to build a second dwelling on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But we're driving along, and the one thing that I did not like was that, well, first of all, the realtor was late. We got there a few minutes early, and we knew this, so we were prepared to wait or whatever. But we waited for a bit, and I also didn't like the fact that you got to a certain point on the way there, and there were dirt roads. And we came from dirt roads. And I don't like them. I'm not a fan of them. So they're rough on your car. They get everything dirty. There's just dust all the time. I don't, yeah, I'd rather not live on dirt roads. But so we ended up not even seeing that house because the realtor wasn't there, right? So we were heading back out, and yeah, like back of the main road, there's the realtor putting up his signs, and it was already like after the time that it would, anyway. So we're like, oh well, what are you gonna do? So we left that one, but the area was really nice. I love horse farms and stuff. Like, who doesn't like a horse farm? Now, don't get me wrong, I will not ride a horse. No, nope. I'm not a fan of horses to get on them or whatnot. I like to look at them. I like to feed them, but I don't like to get on them. So, anywho, then we drove around like some neighborhoods, that we hadn't seen before. Yeah, I want to put this in the middle only because I want to put like the pros and cons there. Here's my card that I use to smooth stuff down. Yeah, so we're going to ink this as well. We'll just grab the blue since that's right at hand. Anyway, so, and then by the time we were done with that, like, my husband wasn't feeling all that great, and he didn't want to go to the opposite end of town to go look at the third house we were going to go look at, which is fine by me. Fine by me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy looking at houses. We're currently actually, it's not like we're not in the market, but we're going to put our house up for sale, I think, in December. So we're not really ready to purchase anything right now, or to make an offer on anything right now, until somebody buys the house that we're living in. So what we are trying to do, though, is see what's out there, see what's out there as far as, what's happening here, as far as cost, as that kind of thing, as far as neighborhoods. It's very important, like, to me anyway, when you're house hunting, that you drive through the neighborhoods. You want to see, who your neighbors are going to be, so that's important. So that's kind of what we've been doing for the past couple of, well, as long as we're both feeling well enough, that's what we've been doing for the last couple of months, actually, I think. On the weekends, if there are open houses, we go look at them, we go look at the neighborhoods, all that kind of stuff. We haven't found really anything that we're like, oh, this is definitely like this is home. You know what I mean? And we've owned a few homes in our time, and when, I don't know if you guys feel this way when you're house hunting or when you've been house hunting, but like, you walk into the house and it just feels like home. Like, as soon as you walk in the door that, yep, I can see myself living there. This wasn't exactly that, but when we left, I was like, I could see ourselves living there, because I really like the neighborhood and all of that, and then, of course, when you look through neighborhoods and stuff like that, like, we went through this one neighborhood, and one of the things that I find truly weird up here is, which I never saw it down, like, where we used to live, there would be like housing developments, but, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, up here, people will buy lots and then build a house, I guess. And then there are some companies that come in and build several houses, you know, so you go into the neighborhoods and like every house is different, which is good. That's a good thing. But you know, you could have a brand spanking new house next door to a house that was built in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, you know? I don't know, I just find that odd. So anyhow, yeah, this one had no carpeting, so there you have that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I like the house hunting, but ugh, the thought of moving again and all that, but I'm not fond of. But thank goodness when we moved the first time up here, because we had been in our house for over 20 years from where we came, you know, from before we moved up here. And it was rough, you know, like we got rid of probably 85% of our stuff. Like we gave all of our furniture away, all of it. Just gave it away. We took nothing. Well, no, that's a lie. We brought a few pieces up here, but very few. So yeah, we got rid of like 85% of our stuff, which is awesome. Okay, awesome. We decluttered so much stuff, and to be honest with you, I really have not missed the things that I decluttered. You know, like I don't go looking for something and think, oh yeah, I wish I hadn't got rid of that. No, I haven't felt that way at all. So yeah, so that's one thing that we will not have to do when we move this time, is we will not have to declutter anything in order to move, which is a great feeling. So anyway, I think I will go check on my husband and check on my pupper, because I'm in charge of the pupper because Big Handsome is not feeling well. So I will go check on them. And yeah, I'm super pumped that I get to do a flip through of this book. It doesn't have a lot of, you know, like stuff hanging out of it and you know, tabs and all the stuff that I'm used to doing and that I really enjoy doing, but I'm just thankful that I got the book done, that I wrote on every page. I took memories of every single day of the month of October. And so, yeah, I'm super pumped and happy about that. And then I hope I could do the same thing with this. So right at the moment, these little envelope journals with the already made, you know, pages, they are working out famously. And I'm just going to keep doing that until such a time as I can do something different. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I wish I had more stuff to stuff in here, but in all honesty, it's literally been doctor's appointments and that's pretty much it. So not much to go on. I'm gonna probably decorate some pages because I really don't have all that much to write about. So yeah, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day and a wonderful week. And I thank you so much for spending your time with me. I know it's precious. I know that time is precious, and I'm so thankful that you choose to spend it with me, your time with me. So I will bid you adieu and talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.